Recording in progress.
Hello everyone. Good evening. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Today in this session, Rajat Panda sir will guide us regarding this interview. We are delighted that so many candidates have been selected, and here there are only 14 participants now. Others will join. Sir will join soon and will guide us regarding the interview. We will also interact with all of the students who have joined us here. So let us wait for him to join.
Yes, I've already joined. I've already joined. Am I visible and audible?
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And visible.
So it doesn't matter how many people have joined right now, because we probably took a lot of time before actually posting the status. So probably most of the people do not know about it. Anyway, I think we have gone live on YouTube. So people who need it might watch it later. So without wasting time, let's go to the session today, or the discussion that we are supposed to take today. That is, I would not say this is a model interview guide, or there is no model interview guide, in fact, because if you mark it, whatever interview guides or discussions or YouTube videos that you may find, all are based on how to give the model interview. But I wouldn't suggest that. I would suggest to refrain from following a model answer or a model technique to go about it. If you do that, then that will be troublesome only, because at the end, if anybody has not muted themselves, please mute so that there will be no disturbance. While asking question, you may unmute and ask the question, then mute again. I think Badri has not muted himself. Badri hasn't muted himself. Yes. So what we'll do is that I'll tell you what are the basic things that will be taken care of, or what you should take care of while going for an interview, and then whatever doubts or genuine queries that you have, that may be answered in the due course. So the first question that might be coming to your mind is, what will be it is in fact the most prominent question, that what will be the interview about? Will it be about law? Will it be about general knowledge? Will it be about anything else? I think you know it. I hope you know it, that it is about your personality test. Of course, knowledge is a part of the personality. How? Because if you do not have enough knowledge, obviously your personality will be in a manner which is not suitable for judiciary. So that part, I think, that has been taken care of when you have appeared for prelims, when you have appeared for mains, when you have qualified, both of them, that part has already been taken care of. So coming to the interview, you should be thinking only this, and I say this with the probably option that probably most of the people might differ, that interview will not make any significant difference if you have performed well in your mains, and if you have not done well in your mains, then in that case also interview will be a futile exercise. Why do I say that? Because the marks allotted for interview is 100 marks. At the most, even if you score 80 marks, still then, because of the fact that 321 candidates now have been selected, so I believe the cutoff is 338. The maximum marks that will be awarded to the topper in the written interview will be around 450, 460 maybe, I'm hoping. So if that's the case, there is a gap of 100 marks or more than 100 marks between the cutoff and the highest awarded mark. And if that is in fact the case, then even if you score 80 marks, Interview will not be making any significant difference if you haven't performed well in mains. And why do I say that? I say that not to discourage you, I say that to encourage you or to give you confidence, because of the fact that you should be fearless for the interview. I am not asking you to be overconfident. I am just asking you to be confident that whatever is done is done. People say that mains more MTHE, mains was like this. So whether I should prepare for interview, how should I go for the interview? My way is, if it is done, it is done. We can't do anything about it. Now let's focus on the job in hand. That is how to go about the interview, how to make sure that the interview will be fine. So Satyabai, without worrying about anything else, you try to revise. First job that you have in your mind is that you should have fixed is you should revise all the things that you have prepared for mains. ନୂଆ ଜିନିଷ ଏବେ ପଢିବାର time ନାହିଁ. There is no opportunity, there is no scope, there is no time. So best is you prepare whatever you have prepared already. You revise that, you re-revise that if possible. 3 ଥର 4 ଥର revise କରନ୍ତୁ. That is in fact making sure your knowledge base is taken care of. What is the second part that can be asked in the interview and which is generally asked these days is current affairs, especially based on legal part. That is current affairs involving legal matters. So for example, freebies issue has emerged currently that has some legal importance. So in that case, that can be a good question that can be asked by the panel. So all of such activities that have happened in the past 1 month or so and which have certain legal importance, you should be thorough with that. And for that, what do I suggest is read a newspaper if you are not already, and divert like 1 hour every day for newspaper to study all the current affairs and focus on the parts which involve legal discussion. That will be the second thing that you should take care of. Third thing that should add and that might be coming to your aid is the personality based question. What are the personality based questions? These are the questions which might be asked based on your specific personality. For example, if you are a lawyer, then there might be questions that which field are you practicing in, and regarding that there might be questions. If you are a LL.M student or if you have recently done LL.M, then there might be questions that what is your specialization, and on that there might be questions. If you are working for a farm or if you are working for any company, then there can be questions from that. There can be questions from your university. There can be questions from your college. From schools, generally, no questions are asked. But definitely from your university, law university, if you are from, suppose you are from NLU, suppose you are from MLU, Madhusudan Law University, then which year it was established, all of those such questions that can be asked. Then there can be questions based on your origin. If you are from a particular city, then based on that city, you should have at least some command over that city, some command over your state, that is Odisha itself. So if there is a question that what is the national tree of Odisha, and if you are failing to answer, that will create a negative impression on the mind of the panel. So you should be thorough with all of such questions that can be put based on your personality. So I've seen there are people who are from different states and they are appearing for OJS. If that is the case, from your state, from your city, you should be thorough about that. That is one part you should take care of. Then, what are the other questions that can be asked? That can be uh, basing on your hobbies. So if you while the first question in fact will be, so let's go it like that. That what will be the first question? The first question will be introduce yourself. So when you introduce yourself, how do you introduce yourself? Probably we can do a session like that. That who will volunteer? I want someone to volunteer, so that will probably take 2-3 minutes of your time, and that will be a discussion that we can do. This is the kind of workshop that I want to do. If I can have that, if someone can volunteer, then that will be good. Someone wants to volunteer? Does anyone want to volunteer? Nobody wants to volunteer? Okay. If that's the case, nobody wants to volunteer. Let me tell you that if there will be a question that introduce yourself, then you should then you should answer this simple lines only, that my name is this, I am from this place, I have done my LLB from this place. I've done my, if you have done your masters, then I've done my LL.M from this place. And then if you're working somewhere, you talk about that you're working at this place. And then these are my hobbies. This should be your introduction only and nothing more, nothing less. You shouldn't be saying that this is uh, my father does this, my mother does this, or I have 3 sisters, 4 brothers, 5 children. All of these are not needed. Introduction should be when any question is being asked, you should be doing all this only, that it should be crisp, it should be short, and it should be exhaustive. And why do I say it should be exhaustive? In order to avoid counter questions. Counter question will land you in trouble. So make sure that you answer the questions in a crisp manner, in a short manner, but nevertheless, while making sure that it is short, it shouldn't be that short that it will be bringing counter question. So that should be avoided. And then most of the people also ask this question, that what is the language that we use? Most of the people that they're from rural background, if they have a language barrier, then in that case, I don't think that should be a barrier altogether, because even if you are not comfortable in English, you can simply choose to answer in Odia. Of course, if they are asking in English, it is preferred that it should be answered in English. But if you do not know English, then don't give answers in half English or English or Odia plus English. Do not give answers like that. Stick to one language, whatever language, if you know both the languages well and good, whatever language they are putting the question, you answer in that language. Then what is the this is one part. Then the other part is that what is the dressing that I should do, that how should I be dressed. So for men, I believe that you should be dressed formally. And when I say formally, you should wear white shirt, black pant, belt, and then shoes. If needed, you can wear a blazer, but depending upon the depending upon, it's completely your choice. If you want to skip the blazer also, that is not an issue. When I had appeared, I had skipped the blazer. I had gone in formals only, that is white shirt and black pants, and that was fine. But avoid wearing like those glazy watches or something of that sort. You wear a black band watch, that is fine. Smartwatch, if Apple smartwatch or whatever it is, that is also fine. But don't wear such glazy watches. And then buckle should be very decent also. You make sure that all these small things are taken care of. Shoes should be leather, preferably black. And then for girls, it should be sari and a blazer if needed. Uh, then salwar also you can wear, but then sari is preferred. I would say that if sari you can wear, do it. Creates a good impression. Don't use makeup, but be presentable. You can use like light foundation, but not beyond that. That will create again a very bad impression, bad first impression, which will last long and probably put you in trouble. So don't do that. Somebody has again unmuted themselves, so this is the noise that is coming. If anyone has unmuted, please mute yourself. Please mute yourself, and while asking question only, you unmute. Okay, that's good. So then the next part is, when you do not know an answer, what should be your approach? That is one question asked frequently. And I would say never bluff. Never bluff. Always make sure if you know the answer, you give the answer. If you do not know the answer, do not bluff. Do not simply bluff. Of course, if you know the answer and in and around you are confused a bit, because if it is based on a factual question, there will be chances. Again, the questions can be two types, that is conceptual and factual. If it is conceptual, either you know it or you don't. So if you do not know, do not bluff. Do not bluff around a conceptual question. At least if you don't know it, say it. If you do not know it, do not do anything about it. But of course, if you do not know a conceptual question, that will create uh, a bad impression. But factual questions, if you do not also answer, if you say that, sorry, sir, I do not remember, simply, if you plead ignorance, that will be excused. So definitely do not be worried that all the years, all the sections, or all the case laws or relevant citations you'll know. No, they don't expect that because your knowledge has been already tested. This is just a test of your personality. So make sure that you do not bluff, because bluffing tells a lot of things about your personality as well. So do not bluff. If you then another part comes, that what if I cannot hear the question properly? Should I ask that? Would it be nice to ask them to repeat the question? Yes, of course, you can say that. Of course, be humble. Do not say excuse me or something of that sort. You humbly say that with if you're humble enough and say that, please repeat the can you please repeat the question, then that will be fine. Don't use can. It will be like, may you please repeat the question? That will be fine. It's a good thing to do instead of not hearing the question properly and giving incomplete or inchoate answers. That will not be advisable at all. Then, as I told you, what all you should prepare, definitely, that is knowledge, though, that is taken care of. Whatever limited time you have, you revise. And then, of course, if you're enrolling with us, we'll tell you the important topics that are uh, to be covered for the interview, and you can revise them thoroughly as well. And if not, also you fix your curriculum and what is it that you are willing to divert the most of the time, because let's say another 10 days are left, virtually no time is left. So 10 days, make the most of it. Read, no, don't read any new subject, don't read any new thing that you haven't started or haven't ever touched. Do not read that. That will not be of any help, except the current affairs, of course. If you haven't read, this is the time. Go ahead, one mantra. If you haven't read the newspaper, and how do you are asking me that how will I even catch up, then probably I suggest a YouTube channel, Study IQ. There's a very good channel. You may subscribe to that and watch their current affairs section, or live law legal section. That is also one thing that you should watch for the past uh, 1 month or so, 2 months or so. You can watch it. They have a roundup session. You can watch that, and that will be fine. You should be good to go. And then you should definitely prepare, as I told you, history of your place, history of your college, university, workplace, and anything, any question. If you're suppose you're working as for TCS, then there can be questions about Tata. There can be questions about the recent accident that happened of a famous person. So all of that, such questions can be asked. So be prepared. Hobbies also, you should be prepared. If you're quoting a hobby in the interview form, if you're quoting a hobby, then you quote that. And that if you're quoting a hobby, make sure you know the hobby in and out. Don't simply write cricket without knowing what is a monkered out is. Recently, monkered out is in discussion once again, because now the ICC rules has been amended. So if you know the cricket rules in and out, you know the players or well. At least I'm not. They don't expect you to be an expert, but at least it shouldn't be a complete novice, because it's your hobby. It's something you like, right? If you like something, then you should at least have control and command over it. So if you do not write gardening without not knowing anything about gardening. Do not write reading books without having read more than less than 5,000, 500 books for that one, not 5,000, 500 books at least. because then you were probably putting yourself in trouble, because there'll be questions and there will be counter questions, and if you fail to answer, they will know that you are bluffing, and then again it will be telling something about your personality, which will not be a nice thing to do. So make sure when you writing a hobby and writing that in hobby section, you make sure that is a thing that you are very comfortable in, not something that you're not very comfortable and you just wrote it for the sake of it. Again, uh, what what else we can discuss? Yes, of course, you have to be humble, and yes, while entering, how do you enter? These questions have been asked to me, so I'll try to answer them, and then if any questions are left, we'll take them. So how to enter? Should we knock? Of course, it's the basic decency. Even if you enter anyone's house, you knock or not. You at least ring the bell or not. So that's their house. That's the panel's house. You are entering without knocking. There is no chance or there is no scope for you to enter. You shouldn't, because that will again create very bad impression from the first place. And ask, knock, and slightly open the door. फटाक से ओपन करी पूरा पसजिबेनी निज घर भलिया माउसी घर तो नुह तो knock it टिके खोलिबे and then when someone asks someone you say may I come in, and when they say yes, then you go there, and also while chair pakku jaiki you stand, and then they'll ask you to sit, and then sit like we nije nije basiବାର I don't think that will be the right way to go about it. ନିଜେ ନିଜେ ବସିବା କଥା ନୁହଁ ସେ ଆସିବେ then simply ଭଲରେ ଏମିତି ବି ଚେୟାର ରେ ମୁଁ ଯେମିତି ବସିଛି ବସିବେନି simply ଚେୟାର ରୁ ଆଗକୁ ହେଇକି ବସିବେ ହାତକୁ ଆଗରେ ରଖିବେ and you sit, and then whatever questions will be asked, you try to answer them calmly with a smile on your face, but don't laugh. Don't laugh. When I'm saying smiling, that shouldn't be like extra smile kichhi dabar nahi, or it shouldn't be like ki you are enjoying the interview or enjoying the grilling. It shouldn't be like that, or it shouldn't be like you're taking it not taking it seriously. It should be a very uh, small smile, carry a small smile on your face, and that should be there, that to just to give them that impression that you are not under any pressure, or you are not feeling the pressure, you are not feeling the heat, and that would be your way to go about answer them crisply, shortly, with when maintaining the eye contact. Of course, you don't look down while, or most of the people have this problem of looking upstairs, so they might tell you that what are you looking at, so don't do that. You look them in their eye, simply on eye level, you look them, and then try to maintain eye contact equally with all of them, without specifically, if you just because you know the judicial member, or you know the person because you know he's a high court judge, and this person is OPSC chairman, or this person is OPSC member, so I have to divert more time to the high court judge, or more time to OPSC chairman and less time to others. Don't do that. All are carrying equal marks in their hand, so I don't think you should try that stunt. You make sure you look them in their eyes, equally maintaining eye contact with all of them, and whatever questions are put by anyone, you start the questions looking at them, and then eventually you might end up looking at others, and then come back to the person who has asked the question. That should be your way to go about. Again, then other questions that can be asked, that why did you go for judiciary, or why are you opting for judiciary? So you should frame this answer in your mind, and don't give general answers that I want to serve people, I want to do justice to people. Don't give answers like that. Answers should be like why it is personal to you. Also, do not say my father wanted me to join judiciary. That also is not a good answer. My father or my grandfather wanted me. My grandfather's last wish was to join judiciary. No, don't give answers like that. You give answers that why is it relevant to you? Why is it that you want to become a judge? That should be your approach. And then this is it. This is the basic things that I wanted to tell you. Communicate. It's a communication process. They want to check your communication skill, your confidence level. your personality, your outlook towards life. How do you perceive things? How do you know about things? What is your acumen? What is your legal acumen? What is your IQ? All of that they will check, because of knowledge. All has they have taken care of while you have appeared prelims and mains. So they will try to do all of this, and you should be thorough in that. This is the basic, these are the basic things that I needed to tell you. I told you, and then all of the questions that you have in your mind, you may put it, and then we may take it one by one. Sriyanka was asking about internship. Sriyanka, can you repeat the question? You can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. That will be better. Because about internships, I did not get the question.
So do I need to make a short summary of where all I have worked in internship time, in my LLB time, and what all I have worked there, like in what area?
Absolutely. Interview form probably gives you that space to write about that. If it is giving you that space, use that to showcase your skill and why you are high at a higher pedestal than that of the others. To be qualified to clear the interview, you can use that. That's not there is not nothing wrong in that. But then there is a catch. There is a caveat here. Why do I say that? If you're using internships, it is coming to your aid, but with all great responsibility, there comes great liabilities. So there can be questions from that, right? So there can be
Okay.
questions if you have completed your internship from OHRC without knowing anything about OHRC, without knowing anything about Human Rights Commission. If you have written that, you will be in trouble. So internships is a great virtue, but also a great vice.
Okay. Also,
Okay,
are controversial or political questions allowed to ask by the panel?
allowed to ask. They are the panel.
Sorry. I mean, totally political, like only PIFs, PFIs, or Congress, BJP.
I don't think they will do that, but there was question to me. I'll tell you from my personal experience. One of the question was that recently there has been a liquor ban in the state of Bihar. What do you think it is a right decision of the government? So the policy decisions can be questioned, but of course they will not ask questions like who will come to the power in the next election. No, nobody
Like
will
our
ask questions like that.
opinions.
No, no, no. I don't think. I don't
No,
think.
no, they can ask our opinion on some policy matters, right? Or
Policy matters,
deep
yes.
down the policy.
Policy matters, yes. Policy
Okay.
matters definitely, because you are the future lawmakers. Because judges do make law in the process, right? We are going to legislate for certain time, because ଆମେ legislature ର ସବୁ କାମ ତ କରିବାନି, but ଆମେ imagine କରନ୍ତୁ କି ଯେ there will be
Hmm.
decisions that will be made law in the due course. So you should know policy matters, and they expect you to be at a certain legal acumen in order to understand all those. And so such complicated issues you should understand. So you should have a general overview over that. Okay.
Also, I have a last and a very specific issue with me. I don't know how to question that, but
That's fine.
I had just few glances of Constitution before prelims.
Mhm.
Then I did not had Constitution as my optional, and
Yeah.
major problem is that my LLM is in Constitutional and Administrative Law from NLU.
Mhm.
I am thorough with my dissertation, but do I need to go like thoroughly with the bare act of Constitution or the
again
subjects of
again
LLM?
again this is a very tricky part, and I have my own theory about this, that how to take the panel to your battlefield, right? Because if you are suppose you are in a battle, either you are riding the elephants, or you are riding the horse, or you are a foot soldier, or you are whatever it is. So ଆପଣ ଖଣ୍ଡା ଧରିଛନ୍ତି, ଭାଲା ଧରିଛନ୍ତି, something you are mastered at, and that's the reason you're fighting the battle here. So now when the opponent is coming, can you take them to your own battlefield instead of going to their battlefield or the battlefield that they choose? I think certainly yes, you can do that. In the introduction, if you can, nobody will tell you this, but then I'll tell you, if in the introduction itself, you can direct them to a certain, because see, all of the communication that we do, it is basically 85% of it is non-verbal communication, right? So when they are asking a question that introduce yourself, at least from that you should be able to direct them towards the battlefield that you want them to take you, or where you want to fight them. Suppose if they ask such questions, introduce yourself. If you introduce yourself that I am this, I am Shriyanka Das, I have done this, I have done my LLM, instead of harping on the LLM or ending the note on LLM, you can mention certain internships which you are very comfortable at. You're getting it? Suppose you have done
Will it be
internship.
appropriate to mention a blog website which I had started of my own for legal
Absolutely,
awareness?
absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
that
You
is one
can
of
do
the
that.
unique things I have done in
Yes, yes.
extracurricular activities.
Yes, so you can do that. And the aim of that blog is probably to give legal education to
Legal
people,
awareness, right?
spread over legal awareness. So take them there. This is your battlefield. Use it to your advantage. Okay, so
It does मतलब को के पूरा conversation ପରେ ଯଦି वापस LLM को पळे ଆସିले then there is a problem.
that's your luck. But most of the times it will not happen. You जो नोट रे आपण छाड़िबे और जो नोट रे you take it और हार्प करके सेठी जिवे ना, so they will know कि LLM कलाडो आपण ओडे normal pace रे कोथिबे. See, it is all about tricks. We'll discuss
Okay.
that in the due course
Okay.
again, but then I'm telling you it's all about tricks. All this battlefield theory that I told you, it is very player specific, that means soldier specific. So whatever will be the battlefield theory for you will be different for Vanav, will be different from for Durga, will be different for Badri. So all of these people will have their own battlefield theory. I'm not saying you fool the panel. There is, you're not fooling them. You're certainly using your communication skill to your advantage. If you can do that, you'll be in a lot of uh, help.
So we can we take like ask for a few seconds to frame our answer before answering? Like,
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. But do that. If you're taking a pause or you're taking certain time to answer that, say that, can I take a few seconds? You ask that.
okay,
Can I
okay.
take a few seconds to recollect the answer or frame the answer? You can say that. Politely say that. Nobody will say कि, no, no, abhi bol ke hi dena hai. Nobody would say that. Okay.
Okay, thank you. There are
Well,
three panelists, right? Because I have heard a
yes,
lot of
yes.
theories till now.
Yes, there
Either
are three
three, four.
panelists.
There is a
No, no,
psychologist.
there
I
are
don't
three
know.
panelists. One of them would be a judicial member, which will be a sitting high court judge. And then there will be two other panel members, which one of them will be the OPSC, current OPSC chairman, and there will be the OPSC member. One OPSC member
The
that they may.
same panel sits for the whole
No,
entire.
no. High court judge changes every day. So it depends completely upon your luck who will be
Okay.
the person, whether he'll be
Because
strict,
mine
whether.
is in the last day. In fact, the third last candidate.
So
So I
that will
think
be
if
according
they
to the
will be
panel.
tired by the end of the interview, कि किसी भी पचारे की just go.
I hope they don't do that, but absolutely they won't do that. Because ଗୋଟେ panel କୁ ସେତିକି ହିଁ interview ଦିଆଯାଏ ଗୋଟେ ଦିନରେ, which they can comfortably handle. ସେଥିପାଇଁ ହିଁ ଏତେ ଦିନ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ମାସେ ଦିଆହେଇଛି ମାନେ କଣ daily
Right,
10ଟା
right.
12ଟା 15ଟା ରଖିଥିବେ ନା. So it will be fine. 6-7 hours ମାନେ mental prepare ହେଇକି ଆସନ୍ତି କି ଆମେ ବସିବୁ. So it's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Anna has a question and he has raised the hand for a long time. So Anna, please.
Hello.
Yes, Anna. Tell me, what is the question?
Good evening, sir. Sir,
Good evening.
most of my questions have already been asked by the previous candidate. Sorry, I
Okay.
didn't get her name.
Okay,
So
okay.
the main question which is left unanswered is that the OPSC officials, while doing the document verification, they ask us not to disclose the personal information. And if the panel members ask us about, like, introduce yourself, are we allowed to answer that, or is it a tricky part to know whether we are following the command or not?
Personal information, as in you will not say your name or anything.
Uh, I heard that. I'm not sure.
No. It's not like that. It's not
No,
like that
even
at
I
all.
had heard that before by last year's candidate that in
No,
introduction you cannot say your name. You start with your education
Yes.
background.
no, I
Yes.
There
don't
is
think
so
it is
many
like
interviews
that. It is
in
like that.
they did ask this. They ask that you do not take your name and introduce yourself. Like in
Yes,
But
sir.
I
civil
don't
They
think
education.
I don't think there is anything like that. Because as far as I can recollect, I had introduced myself by referring my name and all of it. And in fact, there
Okay.
are a
Thank
lot
you,
of
sir.
questions from your name. There are questions from your name because I've
Yes,
heard
sir.
that what is the meaning of your name? That
Yes,
question has
sir.
been put.
Exactly.
If you were not supposed to take your name, then how can they know your name and ask questions like that? So I don't think it is true. It's fine if you say your name. You are not saying I am Arnab Patra or belonging to this place. Phone number is this. Blood group is this. My father's name is this. Mother's name. No. You are not saying all of that. That will be personal information. Because if you divulge too much detail, that will be a little trickier. But mentioning your name is fine because name is our
Okay.
identity. Without disclosing the name, I don't think you can introduce yourself properly. Okay.
Sir, thank you, sir. Sir, one more question. Actually, you said that they are going to ask, like, why have we chosen judiciary?
Yes.
So, uh, I have framed the answer in my mind.
Yes.
In regarding that, if I have to give that answer, I will have to disclose certain fact, like I have seen personalities and I had.
Yes. I got it. I got your question that if suppose, for example, if you are, I'm giving an example that if you are from, I am from judiciary background. For that matter, let me take my example. When they ask me,
Yes, sir.
why did you choose judiciary? Of course, my answer would be that my father or mother were my inspiration. Why I chose judiciary. That is fine.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely
Sir,
fine.
is it going? Sometimes people say that it will play against us, or sometimes they say it will play in our favor. Is it so, or it's just a hoax?
It will not neither influence the panel. I don't think it will influence the panel in a positive way or negative way. It will just tell about you and why did you choose judiciary. That is it. That is it. Do not create any assertions or these assumptions in your mind that this is what will happen. Nothing of that sort will happen. Even when they're asking this question, when they're asking the question, why did I choose judiciary? Am I supposed to give a rational and correct answer to that or not? I am. So I will say what I should instead of worrying whether it will create other impact or whether it will be taken negatively or viewed positively. No, it will not be viewed positively. It will not be viewed negatively. It will be taken as an answer to your question to the question that they put. So it can't be used against you. From your side, you
Yes,
can't
sir.
divert. From your side, if they ask you, if they did not ask you and you are still going on about your judiciary background, that will be in fact viewed negatively. But when they ask the question, why did you choose judiciary? Of course, if my father was a judicial officer, if my mother was a judicial officer, I will say, because that inspiration came from that. So I'm not lying. I'm just saying that I'm just stating facts. And you should state facts in interview. That is fine.
Sir, one last question, sir.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So, yes, sir. You said the cutoff mark is 338. Uh,
Yes.
how did you get to know, sir? Means it has not been. Is it a
Cutoff
sure,
mark
sir?
as
Like,
in cutoff mark as in the cutoff mark of mains. Mains because mains रे ଗୋଟେ କେତେ percentage ଅଛି ନା. So say calculating that
yes, sir. So
percentage I
it will
told.
get 40. Okay, sir. Sir, I thought yes. Okay,
No,
okay,
no, no.
okay, sir. I got all my
ଏତେ ବି ମୋର hand ନାହିଁ ମୋ ଯେ ଏବେଠୁ cutoff
questions.
ଜାଣିଲି ଠିକ ଅଛି ହଁ.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
that is it.
That is it, sir.
Devasmita. Okay. Now Anav is clear with his doubts. Devasmita. Devasmita, what are the questions?
Yes, sir. I want to ask that should we address the High Court judges as Lordship and OPSC member as Sir?
Do you really want to take that risk? I asked you, Devasmita, because
Sir, I
when you
want to
know
clarify that out.
when you know that all of them carry equal marks in their hand and your fate. So if you address them, my lord, one of them, my lord, and other one, sir, right away, it is creating an impression that I can tell you who sits in the middle, and that from that only you can probably identify. Without probably, if he did not sit in the middle, probably you couldn't have even identified that he was a High Court judge. So that's why I would suggest that refrain from asking, because it will be again putting the
No,
other
I'm not
person.
saying that. I'm asking that we can address everyone as sir,
Yes,
including
you
the High
should.
Court judge who is sitting.
Yes, absolutely yes. Until you become a judicial officer, you are not under an obligation to address them as my lords. Okay,
Thank you.
so address
Another
them as sir.
question. Another question I want to ask: is it fine to mention about litigation in the attestation or biodata form which we are provided? Because I was doing practice in the High Court for some time.
Absolutely. So there can be questions from your field. What are the cases that you are dealing with?
Basically, I was dealing with anticipatory bail, criminal revision, and bail
Absolutely.
petitions.
This is again a way of deciding your battlefield, right?
Okay.
So if that question is put, and then you say that yes, I was doing this, and why, what kind of cases that you are dealing with, anticipatory bail around. So that will make sure that you took them to your battlefield, and then you can be able to answer the questions like that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank
that'll
you,
be
sir.
interesting. Who else?
Me.
Uh,
Sorry.
Priyanka has
Last
another
question.
issue. Priyanka has many questions.
I have a lot of questions. I was suggested from few people that the chairman asks questions from his own subject, human rights, and recently has done a PhD on arrest something. So, do we get to go and read his thesis and everything, like human rights or anything?
That's a
Human
good
rights we
research
can
that you
know.
have done. That's a good
Human
research
rights
that you
we
have done.
can study, but thesis, so it is on arrest behavior of police. I don't
That's
think
a
that
good
is
thing you have
necessary.
researched. If you have arranged this, because I did not have this information, to be honest. If
No, but
it was,
last year's candidates told me that human
thank you
rights
for enlightening
Pacharanti.
all of us, because if it is like that, and if you can get hold of that thesis when you know, so it is important. When a good lawyer knows the law, a better lawyer knows the judges. So
And
here you are
one
a
of
lawyer.
my research papers title is somewhat similar to his PhD thesis. So if
Go
I
for that.
am a little thorough with that, I can mention that research paper publication also, I think, in the form,
Absolutely. That will create a
so
good,
that the
again,
discussion goes there.
it fits into our battlefield theory. You decided
Okay.
your battlefield again.
Okay.
Uh, who has a question again? The question that we haven't taken from. I can see also unmute one by one and say, because I see that there are 3 hands raised. Durga has a question.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
What is
how
it?
long the interview usually lasts? Does
How
length of the interview matters?
length of the interview? Okay.
Yes.
Coming to that, they'll start asking very simple questions first. First, they will basically କେବେ ବି ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ମ୍ୟାଚ୍ ବି ଖେଳୁ warm up ଆଗ କରୁ, then we go to the actual match. So ସେମିତି warm up ପାଇଁ ସେମାନେ ଆମକୁ କିଛି questions ପଚାରିବେ, ସେ simple level ରୁ ସେଟା difficult level କୁ ଯାଇଯିବ। difficult level କୁ କାହିଁକି ଯିବ, ସେମାନେ first ଥର ଟିକେ water test କରିଥିବେ, testing the water ଭଳିଆ question ଥିବ, ଯେ କିଛି ଜାଣିଛି ନା କିଛି ଜାଣି। ତାପରେ they can be ଟିକେ ବେଶୀ specific, ଟିକେ ବେଶୀ deep question କୁ ଯିବେ। and ଯେତେ ମୋ ହିସାବରେ ଯେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଜାଣିବା କଥା ଯେ ଆପଣ ବହୁତ ଜଣ ପଚାରନ୍ତି ଯେ କମ ଲେନ୍ଥ ର ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁ ଟା ବେଟର ଅର ବଡ ଲେନ୍ଥ ର ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁ ଟା। ମୋ ହିସାବରେ ଦିଟାକ ବେଟର ନୁହଁ। ଯଦି ବହୁତ ବଡ ଲେନ୍ଥ ର ହେଲେ ତାହେଲେ ଆପଣ ଚାନ୍ସ କି ଟିକେ ଯୋଉ କହନ୍ତି କାଉଣ୍ଟର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ଆସିବ, କାଉଣ୍ଟର କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ହେଲେ ରାସଲ ହବ, ରାସଲ ହେଲେ ଗୋଟେ କୋଉଠି ଆପଣ ଟିକେ ଏରର କରିପାରନ୍ତି। ସୋ ଆଇଡଲ ଲେନ୍ଥ ଗୋଟେ ହବା ଫିକ୍ସ କରନ୍ତୁ 20-25 ମିନିଟ୍ସ ର ସେମାନେ ମୋ ହିସାବରେ ଫିକ୍ସ କରିଥାନ୍ତି ଆଟଲିଷ୍ଟ ଦବା ପାଇଁ। 20-25-30 ମିନିଟ୍ସ ଭିତରେ ଯାଉଛି ବହୁତ ବଢିଆ କଥା। ଆଉ ଯଦି 5-10 ମିନିଟ୍ ଭିତରେ ଯାଉଛି ପ୍ରୋବାବଲି ଆପଣ ବହୁତ ସର୍ଟ ଆନ୍ସର ଦେଇଦେଲେ ଅର ଏମିତି ତାଙ୍କୁ କିଛି ପଏଣ୍ଟ ଦେଲେନି ଯୋଉଥିରେ କି ସେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆନ୍ସର କରିବା ଅର ତାଙ୍କୁ ଟିକେ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ ଦେଲେନି। ତ 5-10 ମିନିଟ୍ ତ କେବେ ବି ହବା କଥା ନୁହଁ। ମୋ ହିସାବରେ ଆଇଡଲ ଇଣ୍ଟରଭ୍ୟୁ ଟାଇମ ସୁଡ୍ ବି 20-25 ମିନିଟ୍ସ, ବିକଜ ସେମାନେ ବି ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ ଫିକ୍ସ କରିଥାନ୍ତି କି ଆମେ 20-25 ମିନିଟ୍ସ ଦବା। ତାଠୁ ଅଧିକା ସେତେବେଳେ ହିଁ ଦେବେ ଯେତେବେଳେ genuinely बहुत interested ହେଇଯିବେ or ବେଶୀ ଚିଡି ଯାଇଥିବେ। ତ ମୋ ହିସାବରେ ବେଶୀ long interviews ବି ଭଲ ନୁହଁ, ବେଶୀ short interviews ହେଲେ ତ of course ବି ସେଟା ବି ଭଲ ନୁହଁ। Again, it is very subjective, ideal length କିଛି ନାହିଁ, ସେଟା କିଛି ବି ହେଇପାରେ, it can be anything। ତାଙ୍କୁ ଯଦି ଆପଣ 5 ମିନିଟ୍ ଭିତରେ ଏତେ ଆନ୍ସର ଦେଇଦେଲେ କି ସେ କହିଲେ କି ଆକୁ ଆଉ କିଛି ପଚାରିଲେ ସବୁ ହିଁ କହିଦଉଛି, so it can still end, so there is no ideal length। Okay,
Okay,
Devasmita
sir.
has another question.
No, no,
Devasmita?
sir. I don't have any other
Okay,
questions.
so then stop raising the hand so that we will be clear.
Sorry.
Okay, Durga has another question, or is it done?
No, sir.
Done. Okay.
Sir.
Anvesh has a question.
So good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, what my question was, what according to you would be an accurate answer to the question why judiciary, sir?
Ideal answer. Ideal answer, as I told you, as in there is no ideal answer. Ideal answer ଆପଣ fix କରିବାକୁ ଯିବେ, you will be in trouble। ମୁଁ ବହୁତ ଗୁଡେ ଦେଖୁଛି vlogs ଲେଖୁଛନ୍ତି, YouTube ରେ ଲେଖୁଛନ୍ତି that this is the ideal answer you should give। Don't fall for that, because again, if you are saying something just mugging up and you can't justify that value that you are trying to afford, you will be in trouble। Suppose, for example, I am giving an example. If I truly do not believe in the answer that I am giving, and how will I be ending in trouble? I'll give you an example। जे जदि मु कहिदेली कि जे why judiciary, I said कि because judiciary is the, आपण गोटे टीचर अछंती, आपण कहिले कि जे because judiciary is the noblest of the profession, that's why I chose। से ता माने आपण जो टीचर अछंती that is not noble। से कहबे सर्वपल्ली राधाकृष्णन गोटे टीचर थिले, सर्वपल्ली राधाकृष्णन, अब्दुल कलाम गोटे टीचर थिले। So all of these great people were teachers someday। So then again you will be in trouble, जोटे कि आपण थंग हेबे। So don't give answers which you truly do not believe। Ideal answer दबा नहीं, ideal answer fix करिया नहीं, specific जिबा माने candidate specific हबो, ताहले ही the things will be better। Okay?
Right. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anna had another question probably। Anna was saying, sorry sir, last question। What is the question, Anna?
Sir, actually, it's a silly question.
It's
Sir,
okay।
we are given yes, sir. We are given with two forms, that is biodata and attestation form। So in the website, there are two attestation forms, one in Odia and one in English।
Right.
So is it okay if we fill it in English form, or it is going to set an impression to the,
Why? When they gave the option, they told you, right? कि यदि ओडिया रे फिल अप करियो ता माने आपण भाबुचंती आउ गोटे किछि खराब इंप्रेशन नै पारे कि भलो इंप्रेशन नै पारे, मत त लागुनी। बिकॉज़ सेतेला चूज करिया को
Yes, sir.
देउचंती, सेतेला they are giving that
Odisha
option to choose the language। सेतेला आपण यदि ओडिया रे फॉर्म कर देबे, the interview will be in fact taken in Odia। they will try कि आपण इंटरव्यू ओडिया रे हबो, unless जदि सेंती जज ही हाई कोर्ट जज पड़ी गले जो माने कि बाहर स्टेट रो आछंती, ताले तो प्रोबब्ली थिंग विल बी डिफरेंट। नॉले ट्राई तो करबे ओडिया रे करिया पे ना, जदि आपण ओडिया रे फॉर्म फिल अप करते। सो दैट्स व्हाई डू नॉट थिंक कि किछि नेगेटिवली व्यू हबो। आपण जो लैंग्वेज रे कंफर्टेबल, यू फिल दैट अप इन दैट लैंग्वेज, दैट इज फाइन।
So that means they are going to have both of the forms, biodata and attestation form, with them।
Yes।
Okay, sir। Okay, thank you, sir।
वेलकम। आउ किछि क्वेश्चन कारो, और वी आर गेटिंग टू एंड सॉरी गला क्वेश्चन सॉरी गला। So all of, okay, Manisha has a question। Manisha has a question। Ask Manisha, what is the question? Manisha has raised the hand। What is the question, Manisha?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, evening.
Sir, basically what happened is I have not opted personal law. I have opted for contract law. But I heard from few students that they are saying that personal law will be also asked. So how to face that and how to deal with that?
That is a tricky part। If that
because
is
right now you said, right now as you suggested that revise all main papers. So my main paper was not having that personal law.
absolutely, Absolutely. My answer to this question would be still the same. Don't touch anything that you haven't read. Why? Because that will create puddle waters around the subjects that you have already covered. Okay. And in the process, you will end up forgetting them. And in the process, you will end up losing more marks that you could have possibly scored by reading the new subject that you are right now trying to venture into. Personal law, you are not thorough. They are asking, beg apology and say that, sorry, sir, I cannot ask the question. I cannot answer this question. Simply just take a leave. That should be fine. But don't just say कि ଆପଣ ଏବେ ଯଦି try କରିବେ ମୋ ହିସାବରେ ତ at least ଆପଣଙ୍କ interview କେବେ ଅଛି? When is your interview schedule?
Sir, 14th, on 14th.
Still you don't have much time, right?
No, I was just asking if I can prepare it in a summarized form by just a rapid revision of that.
If you can do that, well and good. I was suggesting कि ଯଦି ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ new venture କରିବେ, then probably you will ଆପଣ neglect କରିବେ ଅଲଗା ଯୋଉ revision.
My strength points, obviously.
10-15 days ତ ଦରକାର revision କରିବା ପାଇଁ. That is the reason I was saying. But ଯଦି summary way ରେ there is କୋଉଠି ଗୋଟେ summary way ରେ available ଅଛି note ଅଛି ଦେଖି ଟିକେ ଦେଖିଦେଲେ at least sorry sir I'm not ମାନେ କହିଦେଇକି ତାପରେ ଟିକେ କହିଦେଇକି you can be saying sorry sir I'm not thorough with that but this is the answer that I am giving. That will be fine.
Okay. And so, like as you have said, some few students are saying to address them with namaste, and few students are saying with good morning or good afternoon.
Good morning.
As the time.
Please avoid good morning. Please avoid good morning because this is typical, stereotypical, traditional judiciary, and we are accustomed to namaskar. Namaste bhi nahi, namaskar.
Okay, so actually because we speak like namaste na, so I do not know that namaskar.
Are you Odia? I'm telling you.
Yes sir, I'm Odia sir.
Odia?
And sir,
go for namaskar. Namaste bhi कहबेनी. Hindi जो माने समाने namaste कही they can get away with. Namaste अपन कही देले ना. Counter question आसियो. Oh, are you Hindi? Or are you Bengali? Then you will be in trouble again.
Okay, and sir, one thing that I have done CS, company secretary in Delhi. So can I mention that because some people are saying that if you mention that, then they will be going on asking for from company law. So will it be a trouble?
They can, they will. But अपन CS रे अब देख सबले कहले ना मु से ही से पई कहूची जे जहां भी अपन मेंशन करछन तार दीटा माने प्लस साइड माइनस साइड अछि कौन प्रो दीटा को अछि CS ले अपन से ही भाबे जे यस एती गोटे डिग्री करछि देन लॉ करछि सो शी इज थरो विथ ऑल ऑफ दिस हैंडल कर परिबो जिंस गुडा को जानि परिबो कछि किछि कॉम्प्लिकेटेड इशू आसिले शी कैन हैंडल दैट probably will be having a good analytical approach mindset that will be your plus points. But minus point is जदि कंपनी लॉ रे आपण एबे भूली जाइछंती ताले आपण को टिके रिवीजन करी दबाटा ही बेटर.
Okay, so I should mention which the things which I am thorough at, right?
Yes, मु सबले से ही कोई इंटरव्यू रे जदि माने सेही पे ही कहली बैटलफील्ड थ्योरी सेटा को आपण मुंडर रखंतु जे एमते जिंस गुडा ही मेंशन करंतु जोडा कि आपण को हेड करछि हेल्प करछि जदि सेटा आपण मेंशन न करिवे करिवे जोडा के आपण को बेसी ट्रबल रे नबो ताले आपण ही परे फसिवे. So don't do that.
Okay sir, thank you sir. Okay sir, thank you.
Sivashish has a question. Sivashish, what is the question?
Hello sir, my question is, suppose I am answering a question, but in the middle I found that I have answered some wrong information. So can I start the question from the start with an apology?
Yes. With due apology, you can restart. With due apology,
negative impact on the judges.
No. Probably I messed up the concept. It's better than answering it wrong, right? If you realize that I was giving the wrong answer, and in the middle you just because you shouldn't have stopped, that's why you ended up giving the wrong answer only. That is not helping your cause in any way. So better pause, but don't say no or na or shit, sorry or something of that sort. Never use any informal lingos that we are used to.
Yes.
All of that या तो केबे नहीं ना केबे नहीं yes no sorry the most of the things that we are not used to these days. Aguru se time dila we are used to like all this माने से जो फॉर्मल लैंग्वेज आजकल तो इंग्लिश एमती हे गेलानी कि धीरे धीरे से जो गोटे आई सीइंग ए मीम कि जो कि गोटे रे आपण किछि कहिबेनी थिंग्स विल बी लाइक दैट सो डोंट यूज सच लिंगोस ड्यू फॉर्मल apology मांगे कि आपण you can restart your answer. It's always better than giving the wrong answer.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Any other question? Okay. Yes. Saurabh Mahapatra has a question. What is the question, Saurabh?
If the panel asked, what are you doing right now after finishing your academics? And what would be the answer?
What are you doing right now after
Finishing your academics.
finishing your academics? Finishing your academics. Finishing your academics. I really think the answer would be, according to me, the answer would be that right now you're preparing for judiciary. So the answer should be in that light. Unless you are working somewhere, your answer should be in that light. That right now I'm preparing for judiciary, and after clearing the mains, I'm appearing before this board.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And after clearing the mains of OJS 2020-21, I'm appearing before this honorable board. Board माने honorable board. सब honorable board. And आउ गोटे कथा भी आपनको मेंशन करिया भूल जाइतली. While entering बहुत गोटे पचारंती मते जे ग्रीट कोन करियार अछि. ग्रीट काहा को करियार अछि. गुड मॉर्निंग कहबी, नमस्ते कहबी और काहा कहबी. Namaskar to the honorable board. That will be a good way to go about it. Namaskar to all of that. Instead of saying तीन जनों नमस्कार करिया or anything, नमस्कार to the honorable board. थोड़े जल्दी कही कि if you do that, that will be in fact fine. नमस्कार ना पूरा एमिति हवा दरकार. एमिति भी नहीं. केमती नहीं, केमती नहीं, केमती ये सब नहीं. नमस्कार. पूरा माने confident नमस्कार हवा दरकार. नॉय भी दरकार नहीं. But it should be a confident नमस्कार. नमस्कार to the honorable board. Enter कला परे. May I please enter? Enter कले. नमस्कार to the honorable board कहले ठिया हेले. Then they ask you to sit, then sit. Out Bijay Lakshmi Sahu has a question. Can you please ask that question? I read your question. Can you please ask that question? Because it should be audible to everyone. That's why if anyone has missed the question, that's why I'm saying. Okay, if you're not comfortable, let me ask the question. Bijay Lakshmi has this question: Can women not wear formal shirt and black pant? I would suggest you to refrain from that. Let's not play the feminist game right now, because I am a true feminist in the truest sense. We can do all of that. We can do anything that we want, but there is a specific dress code fixed for judiciary. Judiciary रे जदि आपण formal pant और formal shirt रखी नांती जो कोर्ट रो ये रे जीआरसी जहा कुछ जीआरसी रे तो नहीं तो आपण पिंदियो केमती. Just that is my point. आउ किछि नै नले तो formal तो आजिकली you can wear skirts also, that is also formal, but that is for corporates. कारण तांको पे ड्रेस कोड सेटा आमो पे ड्रेस कोड हेछि कि जे साड़ी और सलवार दीटा अछि जीआरसी रे तो आपण एबे व्हाइट शर्ट ब्लैक पैंट पिंदिले it will be viewed negatively for sure. I can vouch कि it will be viewed negatively, so don't.
Sir, blazer and sari is compulsory or optional?
Blazer is not compulsory. Sari or salwar choose. जदि ता ऊपर ब्लेजर पिंदिले सारी ऊपर ब्लेजर पिंदिले मो हिसाब रे स्मार्ट लागे, सो व्हाई नॉट. ब्लेजर जदि पिंदि परिबे इट ऑलवेज लुक्स स्मार्ट ऑन सारी, बहुत स्मार्ट लागे. माने एटलीस्ट आई द काइंड ऑफ जजेस माने वुमेन जजेस आई हैव सीन थ्रू आउट सब माने बेसिक स्मार्ट समथि लागन जो माने सारी ऊपर पिंतांती ब्लेजर. सो ट्राई दैट इफ काना आपण अक्टोबर बेला को ठीक अछि. विंटर भी ऑलमोस्ट आसी गेलानी, विंटर इज ऑलमोस्ट कम, सो आई डोंट थिंक वेयरिंग अ ब्लेजर वुड बी such a big issue. So you can do that. Again, why do I tell you? But एमती भी पिंदिबेनी कि जोतर कि जदि आपन को बहुत गरम होची आपण पिंदिबेनी. काना ड्रेसिंग रो दीटा पर्पस, टू फोल्ड ऑब्जेक्टिव. फर्स्ट होची फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन क्रिएट करिया पैनल ऊपर. सेकंड होची टू मेक यू फील कॉन्फिडेंट. आपण ही एमते ड्रेस पिंदिथिबे जे फसी कि पूरा उलझी के रह जायथिबे, डोंट डू दैट. और जदि आपण साड़ी रे कंफर्टेबली नुंती साड़ी पिंदिले आपण चाली परंती. If there एमती जदि किछि थिबो, I'm not saying you किए भी अछि, then don't wear sari. काहेकि more than the impression that you are trying to create, आपनको confidence level जेमिति थिबो सेंधी interview टा so confidence level थिबो कि जे मु पढिबी कि so आपनको पूरा attention थिबो कि केमिति एडु बंची कि जीवी न पढी so
पैनल सामने रे पढ़ी गले खत्म
पैनल सामने तो आप पढी तो आउरी इंप्रेस माने आपनकर माने confidence जहा जीवो छाडंतु but न पढले भी आपण सेटा जगिबे ना जदी आपण साड़ी रे comfortable नाथि heels भी पिंधिबेनी at least heels पिंधिले पिंधि पारिबे जदी आपण चाली परचंदी जदी heels रे comfortable नाथि ताहाले पिंधिबेनी कुछ माने पिंधिबार किछ प्रॉब्लम नै heels पिंधिबार परछि बट comfortable रे चाली पार नथिबे जदी के pointed heels पिंधिथिबे बट चाली पर नथिबे point नै किछ point नै खाली ଟିକେ टॉल देखाले इंप्रेशन क्रिएट हबो बोली आपण जदी पिंधेबे ये को डोंट माने जदी सेत नै कहूची जहां भी आपण कैरी करिवे परिबे भलो रे डू दैट बट ए फॉर्मल पैंट ब्लैक शर्ट फॉर्मल पैंट जोटा कहले झियो मन पई सेटा हमरो करिवानी वी शुड प्लीज माने आई आ पई रिफ्रेन कर दबा परे आपण हम घरे पिनंतु बाहर पिनंतु दैट इज फाइन जुडिशियरी अलाउ करनी त हम करि परियानी किछ हमें चूज करचे निजे वॉलंटरी नॉन फ्रूटी इंजुरिया सो एठी निजे चूज कर देचे तो एठी इंजुरी पे हमें निजो को काहा को लायबल कर परिया सौरभ हैज अनदर क्वेश्चन व्हाट इज द क्वेश्चन सौरभ सौरभ कुछ क्वेश्चन अछि ना खाली रेज करछ
नो सर क्वेश्चन आगरो जो थिला सेटा उधर आई
oh okay that is taken care of okay any other question anyone has yes Manisha has another question what is the question Manisha
Sir, the color of the blazer, can it be black or blue, or compulsorily it is black?
preferably black I would say preferably black
Okay.
blue noy ki jodi gray habo bhi better habo blue
Okay, no, because for corporates, I have one, you can say blue and one black also I have. So I'm thinking
black.
what to wear, but okay,
black.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. And
we'll stick to the dress code that is fixed by GRC.
Okay.
General rules and circular orders of the Honorable High Court, jaha fix karuchi, seta ko hame stick kale kono, they will know ki how will he look as a judge. You getting it?
Okay.
So
and sir, are we allowed to wear rings or like on hands or one ring or nothing like?
Nobody pays that much attention, but jodi ki kale kardela better jodi bahut gude pinchandi jo se jo
no sir, like one or two.
that is fine gote dita pindile kai kichi asudha nahi ring pindiya kichi asudha nahi
Okay, sir. And so one more thing, like right now you said you cannot address them sorry. Like if we do not know a question, then we can say them, sir, sorry, sir, I have not gone through it, and definitely I'll go through.
No. Sorry koi paribe tum koi nahi. Sorry koi paribe. Only shit sorry.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Anyone has another question? Final few minutes. If anyone has any question, or we'll wind up the session. And in the next session, we might.
I have another question.
Yes, Durga.
Yes, sir. If I answered something wrongly, and I later realized that I have answered it wrongly, then can I rectify it?
Like after completing the answer. Completing the answer, then when they are asking a different question.
Yes, in the middle of conversation. Can I do that?
Will it not be rude if given an opportunity, if the floor is open to you, I think you can say that while when you, but don't cut them off and ask. You're getting it? They're asking a question. Sorry, sir, to your previous question, this was the answer that I gave, but it shouldn't have been the answer, and this is the answer. Don't do that. But I would a question and while answering that, you answered that, sir, but I also have another thing to say. Politely say, I also have another thing to say. Then say yes. Then say, sir, in the previous question that I answered, probably I think this will be the correct answer. You can politely say that. That is fine. But don't cut them off. Don't ever cut them off. See, किसी को ताको ऊपर चढ़ी कहर तो chance ही नहीं.
Yes, sir.
That will only create negative impression.
Sir, you also discussed about how to enter the panel's chamber, how to exit the hall. What should be the demeanor? What should be the demeanor while exiting? How the interview ends? Will they
Oh,
direct us to leave?
ending the interview. Okay.
Yes.
Ending the interview. Also, you have to get up from the when they say you may leave now. They will say you may leave now. When they say you may leave now, then you get up. Or okay, we are done. They will look at the other panel members. Are we done? Are we done? They might. There are two modes or three modes of doing this. Are we done? Are we done? Okay, we are done. Then you get up and stand and say, "May I leave now, sir?" Then they will say yes, you may leave. Then namaskar and leave. Don't be like, हो गया मेरा तो अभी तो मैं चल दिया तो नमस्कार नमस्कार करिया ना दरकार नहीं डायरेक्ट मु बाहर चलेबी सेटा भी करिए नमस्कार सर कहले नमस्कार सर कहले पड़े तो
Thank
से ती करिए हला
Yes, sir.
आउ किछि अछि or I think we are done. We have discussed. Let's save other questions for other workshops that we'll do. Almost we have discussed a lot of things, and I try to give that because our basic time nahi. I am praying that all of you do well. जो उनका at least initial days रही जाइए ସେମାନେ भी କିଛି ଡରିବାର ନାହିଁ ଯାହାର late days रही जाइए ସେ ବି କିଛି ଖୁସି ହବାର ନାହିଁ କାହିଁକି initial days ରେ ହବାର ବି benefit ଅଛି trouble ଅଛି लेट हबार भी बेनिफिट अछि ट्रबल अछि इनिशियल डेज रे बेनिफिट कोन ट्रबल कोन इनिशियल डेज रे बेनिफिट होची एया जे एंजाइटी कम रहयो आगा आगा हे गला एंजाइटी खत्म मजा देखियो बसी ट्रबल एया कि टिके कम टाइम मिलियो रिवाइज करिया लेटर जो माने आसीबो तांकर भी दीटा जिंस ट्रबल बेनिफिट बेनिफिट कोन बहुत टाइम मिला रिवाइज करिया पई जेमती मनुष्यर प्रॉब्लम थिला कि पर्सनल लो पढिबि ना जे मनुष्यर पढिथांता नवंबर रे से पर्सनल लो थरो करिकी मास्टरी करिकी LL.M करिकी शुड हैव गॉन सो दैट इज फाइन बट जदी ट्रबल एठी ता सत आसुची एया जत्ते लोक दे जाउथिबे से कतो अरे जानचु मोर इंटरव्यू केमति हला इट वाज एमति हला आई एस द इंटरव्यू ऑल ऑफ दैट यू विल हियर नो फ्रॉम योर फ्रेंड्स एंजाइटी सेल्फ डाउट भी क्रिएट हो तेनु दीटा को बैलेंस करी रहियार अछि मिडिल रे जे अछंती प्रॉब्लम सने टिके बेसी भलो पोजीशन अछंती ना आगे गए हैं ना पीछे गए हैं थोड़ा टिके टिके देखि भी देले आ एते पछक भी ना जे एंजाइटी रे मर जिवे सेतिक भी हेनी तेनु मिडिल जोन करछि बेटर अछि तार तामन जे फर्स्ट अछि से पूरा गेम ओवर गया टाटा गुड बाय सेमति भी नहीं तेनु आपण यू बी काम बी कॉन्फिडेंट make this thing clear in your mind कि interview will not decide your fate if जदि आपनकर मेंस ता भलो हेइची और भलो हेइ फॉर दैट मैटर भलो हेइची ताहले भी बहुत किछि मैटर करिवनी भलो हेइनी ताहले भी बहुत किछि मैटर करिवो try to do justice to it ebbe keeping this three question things in mind that confident hovar अछि communication करियार अछि panel सहित properly knowledge रो showcase एठी नाही एठी मो personality रो showcase अछि एति यदि करिवे I don't think anything will stop you from cracking the interview and with this note I'm wishing you all the best and I hope we meet soon and I hope this session was a productive session to all of you see you very soon bye
Thank you, sir.
thank you
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.